Hmm. Recording? So I'm back on YouTube after an 8-year hiatus. Um, and I didn't really want to come back on YouTube, if I'm being honest. I first started it because I was like really young in my faith. Um, I had just like discovered that God was really real and that He wanted a relationship with me because I grew up in the church, but like around like 8, 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, I started having like a real relationship with God and reading the scripture and finding out that everything was true. And then, so I was like a big YouTuber, like, well, YouTube person. I used to watch a lot of YouTube, and I even remember when YouTube came out. Like that's how much I've been like a YouTube person. And so anyway, I was trying to look for someone who was talking about their relationship with God, someone who was just telling their experiences, and I couldn't find that like 8 years, like I think 9 years. I'm saying 8, but it's probably more like 9 years. Anyhow, I couldn't find anybody talking about their relationship with God, what it was like to be a young Christian and like the challenges they faced, and so because I couldn't find that, I decided to make my own and document my journey and just talk about the ups and downs of it. And so I decided to do it, and I did it for a little while, maybe a couple of years, and I just fell off. I just stopped making videos. And then last winter, like 2018, I felt prompted to start making videos again. And it is, what is this, March? I'm now starting to make this video right now because I've been getting prompted since then. And then this week especially, I felt really strongly like just do it. Don't worry about planning, don't worry about getting everything together, cuz I'm in tech. I'm like a tech person, I'm a web developer. And so I just had all this vision of like what I wanted it to be and like have my website up, and am I going to sell merchandise? I'm going to do this and do that. And I just dragged my feet about it. And so I was talking about it for a while, so much so that my husband thought I was just over it and I wasn't going to do it anymore. So when I was like, oh, when you do your testing for your lights and stuff, I'm going to record my video. He's like, oh, I thought you was off that. And so, but what I realized, the real reason for me dragging my feet and not doing it was fear. And I believe that God has been showing me about how limiting fear is. And so I've been almost deceiving myself into thinking that once I get everything together, get my list of to-dos and like everything together, then I'll start. But it was really different fears that have been stopping me from starting. And so I was journaling this morning, and I'm actually, not coincidentally, but like at the same time I'm doing a devotional on fear from the Bible app, and it was talking about keeping your eyes fixed on Christ instead of what's intimidating you. And me starting this has been the thing that's intimidating me right now. And so I was just writing down what I was fearful of. And so I was just like, the fear of being fake, the fear of being unaccepted, the fear of being arrogant, the fear of being offended or offensive, the fear of being distracted by attention, the fear of not being consistent, and then even the fear of being successful and what that would mean and how my life would change, or if people were to depend on me, if I would just always be giving them sound spiritual, just talking. Like, is it going to be sound what I say? And so the enemy has gotten in my head over it. But I know that God is faithful. And if He called me to do it, then He'll provide everything that I need. And He'll use it for His honor, His glory. And I have so many stories where He's done that, where He's showed Himself to be faithful. And so when I felt prompted to like really not urgently, but like when I felt it pressed upon me this week, like just start. And then my husband had this big shoot tomorrow. I was just like, I'm gonna take the opportunity and do it today, and do it not prepared. And so this morning I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. But then it was like, why not just talk about the moment, the moments leading up to this. And so if God is telling you to do something, just do it scared, or just do it not feeling like you have it all together, because then you'll never start. You'll never do it. And that's just as bad as being disobedient, I feel like. And so don't be like me and wait like 4 months before you make a move to do what God is telling you to do. But that's basically it. That's basically all I have to talk about today. I really can't give you like a schedule on how often I'll be doing videos. When I did it the last time, like 10 years ago, I just did them whenever I felt like it. I know these days with content, people are looking for consistency. Even myself, when I'm looking at people's content, I like them when they post a lot. When they post, periodically, and I have something else to see. And so I will have that information later on, but not today. Today I'm just being obedient and just doing it. Is there anything I missed out that I talked about last time? This is my husband's robe. Huh?
Yeah, the robe.
Yeah. Don't mind my robe. I was just like, I'm just gonna do it. However, I did freshen up my hair though. I'm not gonna front like I came on here all bummy. I did freshen up my hair, so it's not ugly or anything. But that's about it. I would say subscribe. Oh no, you know what I didn't talk about? I didn't talk about the channel name. And so my channel name was Yea I, and that's the name that I've had for years. I use it for everything, social media or whatever. But I feel led to change that and to change it to Aleeza. My name is Aleeza. That's my given name. But there was a time last year that I feel like God was teaching me about joy. And that's a story that I'll share in a later video. But he was teaching me about joy. And then I was like introducing myself as Aleeza. And then people kept saying Aleeza. And then other things were happening where it was just like the name kept popping up. And I was like, what is this name? Like, why do people keep thinking I'm saying Aleeza? And so I looked up the name just to see what it means. And Aleeza means joy. So Aleeza doesn't mean joy at all. It has nothing to do with joy. I think it means like consecrated to God. It's like the same name. It's like the same meaning as Elizabeth. But when I looked up Aleeza, it meant joy. And I was like, wow, I just felt like God was changing my name. Kind of like the Abraham story where he changed Abram's name from Abram to Abraham. And it just shifted everything. And it kind of coincided with what God was promising Abraham. And so at that time, I felt like God was teaching me about joy and telling me how to maintain joy, how to get joy, how to keep joy. And so with the name change, it was just so perfect. So I just feel like this journey is about Aleeza. I don't know if I'm going to change my name legally to that, but so that's the name of this channel, and that's how I'm going to move forward with it. I pray that if you come across this video and it's of any interest to you, that that you would allow God to use you to do whatever it is that he's calling you to do. Don't let fear stop you. My good friend Innocent always says, do it scared. But it's just as long as you do it.